Okay, the World's Newsroom is a segment where we go and film all around the BBC's new broadcasting house. We're trying to add value to a story, so we get the expertise and insight from BBC journalists at their desks, outside the building, up on the 8th floor with BBC Newsbeat, and so it's one of those slots where you can do lots with.
So tell us about your normal working day.
Right, okay, so I come in at 9 a.m, which isn't a bad time in broadcasting terms. I look at various websites like the BBC News website, The Independent, The Guardian, even an Irish website called The Journal, very good for world actually stories. And then I bring these ideas to the meeting downstairs at around 9:30, run through the ideas, and then basically 2 stories are picked. And I have to go off and then come up here to my desk and find 2 guests to talk about it, find some graphics to put on screen, some photographs, and basically construct how we're going to do it. And by that it is like writing the intro to the piece. They're normally about 3 minutes live segment. Write the intro, write the questions, obviously talk through it with your cameraman, talk through it with your guests. And actually yesterday's one was quite funny because it was on football, it was on the transfer deadline day, which I actually have no idea about. But we had 2 experts from BBC Sports News.
Let's have a look at it.
It is a story everyone is talking about. Now, football is not really my forte, I'm being honest here, but I have 2 experts with me to tell us what happened. Alex Capstick, BBC News reporter, and Stephanie Constantine, social media producer. Alex, okay, tell me what happened.
Well, Ciara, it was a frantic, dramatic conclusion to the transfer window, to the transfer deadline day, one of 2 windows.
And again, they could take us through the story. They could look on Twitter, on Facebook, and just see what people are talking about, why the hashtag deadline day was so important.
Now, in terms of thinking back to when you were young and 16 and at school and about to leave, did you imagine you would become a journalist at that stage?
I did. When I was about 8 years of age, I always wanted to be a journalist. I was crazy about television, crazy about radio, and I had my heart set on it, and I knew I was going to study communications, which I ended up doing. When I was 16 actually, I got work experience in the state broadcaster in Ireland, RTE, and I was from Cork, so it was a regional station. And so like you, when I was 16, I went out, got the work experience, and then that definitely made me want to work in television and radio, which thankfully I have done.
Is there something that you'd recommend to the audience watching this that they could get involved in or look at to help them on their way if they are interested in joining us in the world of broadcasting?
I would suggest getting on Twitter, getting on social media and following top journalists, top stations, and get interested in world news stories. When you're following these people, you just learn a lot and you just follow them, and it gives you that information that will give you confidence to be a journalist down the road. So I would just get informed. I would make contacts in local radio stations, in local television stations, and when they need people, work for free, be a runner, do what you can. Once you get to know people, they can guide you, and eventually you definitely get paid.